What's cooking, Juventus fans? Welcome back to your old lady's favorite YouTube channel. Today, we're talking about the left back position. We're talking about different options Juventus could go with, as well as we're going to go through a little bit more of this Mercato news. Some of it good, some of it questionable. We'll talk about it. Just stick with us. We'll fill you in. Ciao ragazzi, welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone. My name is Justin Sofro. Today it's Sunday, April 10th, 2022, and of course I've got your latest rundown of all things Juventus, all the news you care about each and every day, as quickly as possible in that little snippet, bite-sized portion, if you will, and get you in and out and about your day. Before we do anything though, please go ahead, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, and also hit that bell icon so you can stay notified for all of our latest videos. Also, follow me while you're here. Help me get a couple more. Give me couple more Twitter followers, if you will. Follow me at Justin Sofro on Twitter as well. All right, let's dive into it. The news we got for you today, and of course, we're going to start off with the left back situation. Nico Schira is out here talking about the different options Juve could look at. One of Juventus' priorities for the summer transfer window is the signing of a new left back. Really? Get Alexandro out of here, get him way out of here, move him out, and bring in somebody else. Who could they bring in? Well, they're looking at Emerson Palmieri of Chelsea, Renan Lodi of Atletico Madrid, and Owen Wijndal of AZ Alkmaar. Personal opinions, this is kind of a quick hit, really, when it comes to this. If you're giving me those three options, it's Renan Lodi. I really like Lodi a lot. I like what he does, what he brings to the table. He can score too, which is also nice to have from that position. I think he might be a little bit of a higher priced option, so I don't know if Juventus will end up going for him. The other two options, Palmieri, Wijndal, I know other people may disagree with me. I'm not going to get fully upset and throw a tantrum about Emerson Palmieri, as some people, maybe other people on the channel, may do. Not just because I'm an Italian shill. I don't think highly of Palmieri, but I still think he probably could be better than the option that we have with Alexandro. We'll see. But at the same time, to me, either one of those are kind of the same kind of coin issue to me. That's my personal opinion. I could be wrong. Anyway, there's one more we got to talk about. Let's move it on. Il Mattino is talking about Cambiaso of Genoa, saying Genoa already has a figure in mind for the sale of Andrea Cambiaso. He is a left back born from 2000, born in the year 2000. At the end of the season, they're looking to sell him. Right now, they're planning to ask for about 15 million euros. Juventus, as well as Inter, Napoli, Milan, and Atalanta are all interested. So basically, all the top contenders right now in the Serie A and Atalanta. I'm sorry, and Atalanta was been in there recently, but they just laid an egg recently, and I look at it, I look at the chart, and they're firmly out of contention for even fourth place. I feel like right now it's like an 11-point gap between them and Juventus. Good luck making that up. I'm not saying Juventus couldn't do something to allow that to happen, but there's a lot of ground to cover with other teams really doing better as well in between them. That's not what we're talking about, though. Cambiaso is another option. He's an Italian option for Juventus. I don't think a lot of people, not that they don't think highly of him, but he's still young. He still has a lot to develop. How good of an option would he be in the short term to bring him in at Juventus? We'll see, but that's definitely an option that Juve are looking at. Now moving on to the other part of the Mercato. And this is a name we've talked about almost, 4 or 5 days straight now, I think it is. And of course, we got to talk about Milinkovic-Savic and his situation. Repubblica are reporting that Lazio would be more inclined to sell Milinkovic-Savic abroad. They'd like to collect 70 million euros cash, a sum that PSG and United could offer. Unlike Juventus, who would like the player at a lower price, it'll be difficult for them to convince Lotito. And the way I read this, it's kind of like, it's just that stake right in your heart, right? If you're a Juve fan, because you're talking about Milinkovic-Savic, you're talking about wanting him. He's been a target that Juve have really kind of pursued here a lot lately. They've been really interested in for a long time, and then they're really, really trying to hype up this train by trying to get him on board, bringing him to Juve. Now it looks like right now they want that 70 million euros, and they're not willing to do anything kind of deals that Juve may try to do. We know what they try to do, payment plans. They try to do, include another player. Like we talked about, could Rugani be an option there? Saudi likes him, yada, yada, yada. Well, now it looks like they just want the money and they want it now. So it looks like they could be going after PSG or Man United, who of course would be able to afford that pretty feasibly, and especially if they don't want to improve the status of another club in Serie A, especially Juventus, who we know Lotito does not have any love lost for them. So this may be, we'll see. Well, this story is going to continue to develop, and we'll see if this becomes true or not. We're still going to talk about Milinkovic-Savic because he's definitely a top tier target for Juventus, somebody that they would love to see bring into the club. Moving on, though. Other names that Juventus are looking into, but now we're looking at the Sassuolo aspect, and Tutto Sports reporting that Juventus continue to work for Fratesi, a 22-year-old from Sassuolo, who Juve, like a lot, could arrive with Raspadori. Juventus will play Sassuolo at the Mapei Stadium on the 24th of April, an opportunity to start negotiations that could take off in no time. I'm sure there will be plenty of negotiations and plenty of dinner meetings, if you will, between Cherubini, Arriva Bene, and Carnevale there at Sassuolo. I've been saying this a lot. I've been pounding on it. I've been talking about it a lot lately when it comes to Juventus and Sassuolo. Relationships seem to have warmed up, and they definitely... it seems like they like each other now. Well, at least when it comes from the Sassuolo side, they like Juve. Now, I think Juve's been fine with them the whole time. But now Sassuolo are cool with us. We're broskies, right? We're broskies. He's trying to help us get a deal done. To go off of that, though, because I will continue to talk about Fratesi in a sec, but going off of that, Carnevale made some comments talking about Raspadori. He says, Raspadori, we are not talking with Juve at the moment. With other teams, yes, we're only at the beginning. There's interest, but nothing concrete. We don't need to sell. And this is part of the big conversation of what I'm getting at when it comes to this, that interests me or brings up or raises a few questions, if you will. First off, Juventus, obviously they're interested in Raspadori to bring him into the club. They haven't talked to them. This is obviously going to be a negotiation tactic that Carnevale likes to use. Oh, we haven't heard anything from Juventus. Are they even interested in him? I don't know. Anyway, fine. Okay. But moving past that, that last sentence, we don't need to sell. It's kind of true. Because if you look at their Mercato right now, if you look at what the potential Mercato of Sassuolo, it's going to leave a big hole for this club. They're right now, they're concretely in the middle of Serie A, but if you take out too many pieces, I don't know how competitive they can be and how quickly that could turn to the relegation zone. And that's not something they want to risk, right? So you're looking at right now the rumored leads. I think right now are, and I may miss one, but I know obviously Raspadori to Juve, Berardi to Milan. There's somebody who is interested in Napoli, and I can't seem to place it, but I do know Scamacca and Inter as well. And then there's also Fratesi, who is linked with basically Inter, Juve, maybe the other ones as well. Those are like 4 or 5 players that are big-time deals for their club, and to lose all of those players in one Mercato, I mean, I can only imagine the way I feel when Juve loses one decent player, let alone your entire offensive output, your attack right there. So I'd be interested to see how this goes, and also I wonder if that puts any pressure on Juventus to try to make a move for Raspadori earlier, just because say Sassuolo go into negotiations with Inter, and they go into negotiations with Milan, Berardi's out, Scamacca's out, and then that leaves Raspadori, who maybe he'd love to come to Juventus, maybe they want to sell him. Do they still make the deal, or do they say, I'm sorry, we got to hold on to this kid, because otherwise we got nothing to work with? You got Traore, maybe Traore. Yeah, I think he was the one. Traore was the one that was rumored with Napoli, now that the Juve stuff is off the table. Anyway, those are my thoughts. So I'm interested to see how likely it is. And also, I said before as well, it would shock me to see Juve really go out there and pluck Raspadori and Fratesi as like a package deal together to bring to Juve, just because I don't see that happening very often with Juventus going and getting a couple players from one location, pulling the Tottenham from Juve when they went and got, Kulusevski and Bianconeri as well. So anyway, that's the way it stands right now. Let me know your thoughts. Do you see Juventus getting both players, one of the players? Do you see, what do you think about Sassuolo's Mercato as well? I know a lot of you may not care. This is a Juve channel, but we talk Serie A, and it's all connected, right? All connected. All right. Let's continue on to the next story up, and that's talking about the center back position. And Nico Scheda saying that Tony Rudiger can leave Chelsea as a free agent in the summer. Good for him. He is asking for a 4-year contract with a salary of 12.5 million euros per season and 20 million euro signing bonuses. Thanks, but no thanks, I guess, is where I sit with this. Rudiger's a good player. He's a really good player. Really good center back, really good defender. 12.5 million euros per season? Maybe not. You think you can get a cheaper option who does something similar, right? I think so. I don't think Bene and Cherubini are going to make these kind of commitments. I don't think they're going to be willing to pay that much money for a Chelsea player to come here and play. And he's going to be the second fiddle to De Ligt long term. And De Ligt needs to be making more money than him. So that's where I sit. I just don't see it happening. We'll see. Plus the 20 million euros signing bonus nonsense. I'm sorry, get the hell out of here. We don't need a diva when it comes to that. That's my personal opinion. Let me know if you disagree. Next story up is, of course, Big Z. We got to talk about Big Z. I know everybody who watches the channel is really hyped and really excited about the potential to add a Juventus Zaniolo player, right? A Zaniolo to Juventus. That would make everybody excited, everybody happy across the board. Nobody would have any kind of disagreement with that. Corriere dello Sport is reporting that Juventus does not agree with Roma's asking price for Nicolo Zaniolo. The club won at least 50 million euros to sell the Italian international. So, again, as I noted, every single one of you, calm down. You're going to get your Big Z. Zaniolo will be coming. Calm down. Don't worry, Hanin. Your boy Zaniolo is coming. I'm talking to you directly, Hanin. All right. So 50 million euros, definitely it's still a high price. It's lower than the 70 million we started off with, right? But now it's down to 50. I still think that price continues to plummet a little bit, and I think Juventus also could end up negotiating the deal down, something a little bit more feasible, a little bit more reasonable there in the future, especially if they end up including, say, a Fagioli, a Rovella, something like that down the line. So we'll see what happens, but that's the latest when it comes to Big Z Zaniolo, who, of course, is everybody's favorite player, and that everybody agrees wants to come to Juventus, or they want to come to Juventus. All right, Mirror is reporting that Juventus, Milan, and Roma are following Jesse Lingard, who is a free agent at the end of the season. I'm not gonna talk on this too long. I'm not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. All I'm gonna say is no thanks, but no thanks. These are not the free agents that Juventus needs to go for. I strongly don't agree with it. I don't think so. This is obviously it's a newer one. This is a newer one that popped up, so it's not really doesn't have a lot of traction, a lot of whatever you want to say behind it. So I'm not biting a lot into it, but this is just what they're reporting. I just don't think this is an option Juventus needs to go with. To me, it doesn't seem like a smart kind of free agent signing, or they're going to end up getting into another Rabiot, Ryan Ramsey, whatever situation. Thanks, but no thanks. Let's see what other options we have. If you disagree with me and you would like to see Jesse Lingard come to Juve, you let me know and give me your reasoning in the description down below, or the comment section down below. I'd love to hear you out. But I'm going to disagree with you. All right, let's continue. I just don't see Cherubini and Arriva Bene making these kind of commitments, right? I don't think they're going to retrace the mistakes of the past, right? All right. And then the final news story of the day is just not really a bad news story or a good news story. It's just about Fabrizio Romano saying that Kulusevski is staying in Tottenham. Dejan Kulusevski's impact has been something incredible. Tottenham sources consider his permanent signing a matter of time. 30 million euro fee is not even going to be an issue for them, so they're going to end up keeping him, and good for him. Honestly, he was basically played a big role in winning their last match. He's been playing very, very well. Tottenham, I believe, are now in the top four. I don't want to say solidly because it's still pretty competitive, but I think they're in the top four. At least Antonio Conte's gotten them there, and I've backtracked a little bit when it comes to talking about the snake himself, Antonio Conte. I personally have to give the man a lot of respect. He knows what he knows how to get it out of players. He knows how to develop projects and get them better their situation. I mean, you saw what he did with Inter. He set up the beginning of the 9-year stretch for Juventus. As much as I want to crush him, as much as I want to go at him and say negative things about him, just because of personal hurts and feelings that happened later on, going to Inter, doing all this stuff, the man knows how to coach. He definitely does know how to coach, and it's working wonders right now with Dejan Kulusevski. Good for Kulusevski. I knew. I mean, he had a spark in him. I saw it at Parma, but it just didn't seem to work. It didn't seem to fit Juventus' system. So I'm happy for him that he is succeeding elsewhere right now, and then Juventus will get that money as well and be able to put it towards players that will be successful here in the future. All right, guys, that'll be the news. That'll do it for today. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below on all the topics we talked about. Do you like some of those players? Do you dislike some of those players? I know everybody loves Big Z, but what about all the other players? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you haven't already, please hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and hit that bell icon to stay notified for all of our latest videos. Make sure you follow Bianconeri Zone at Bianconeri Zone on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and also follow me, your boy, Justin Sofro, at Justin Sofro on Twitter as well. You can see it right now down below in the graphic. I'll see you guys next time. Forza Juve, Forza Bianconeri.